Have you ever wondered how your day truly was? As you lean your weary body into a chair to spend a quiet moment of prayer before God, have you found that instead of peace, your mind becomes as loud and cluttered as a crowded marketplace? Even as your lips call upon the name of the Lord, and your heart strives with all its might to reach Him, within less than a minute, your head is filled with all sorts of trivial and distracting thoughts. You might find yourself replaying an uncomfortable conversation with a coworker from earlier today, worrying about the utility bills that must be paid tomorrow, or even seeing the face of someone who hurt you deeply a long time ago. The more you try to pray, the more vivid these thoughts become, until you find yourself in that bewildering state of not even knowing where your prayer went. In those moments, a voice inevitably rises within our hearts, saying, "Why am I like this? Why can't I pray as devoutly as others? Is my faith a sham? Is God even listening to such a messy prayer?" These thoughts lead to a quiet but profound discouragement. Eventually, we conclude, "I ruined my prayer today. I am not worthy to pray." But my friends, the message I want to share with you tonight is entirely different. This struggle is not a light matter. Rather, it is a spiritual conflict that countless believers experience repeatedly throughout their lives. It is a massive wall that those who try most earnestly to pray often hit. This is because we have been taught that prayer must be as still as a frozen frame, never wavering, and perfectly focused to finally reach God. So, the moment our prayer wavers, we accept it not just as a natural phenomenon, but as a failure of our faith. At this very point, the experience of Saint Faustina opens a completely new perspective for us. Though she is known to us as the Holy Apostle of Divine Mercy, she was a human being with the same flesh and the same limitations as we have. She desired more than anyone to live a life of deep prayer, yet she was also someone who suffered because her mind scattered so frequently. And in those moments of desperate failure, she came face to face with the true countenance of prayer that we do not yet understand. It happened one night. Sister Faustina knelt before the Blessed Sacrament as she always did. The chapel was wrapped in a deep silence, and only the small lamp before the tabernacle glowed softly. On this night, she wanted to be perfectly united with the Lord. She tried to gather her heart and enter into deep silence, leaving all the noise of the world behind. However, as soon as she began to pray, something unexpected happened. As if a dam had burst, completely unrelated thoughts began to pour into her mind. At first, they were trivial things, a thoughtless word a fellow sister said during the day, or small chores she had to do in the kitchen tomorrow. She shook her head, trying to drive those thoughts away. But the more she tried to expel them, the more vivid they became. A parade of past pains, her own inadequacies, and even character flaws that never seemed to change despite her efforts began to appear. She tried desperately to return to prayer. But the moment she returned, another thought entered. When she tried to focus again, another worry followed. In this repetitive struggle, she became increasingly confused. Her mind was a battlefield, and her soul was exhausted. She cried out in her heart, "Lord, what am I doing right now? Am I sitting before you, or am I floundering in the swamp of my own thoughts?" This question led her into deep sorrow and silence. She felt incredibly small. She was frustrated with herself for being unable to maintain focus for even a few minutes, feeling unworthy of the title of a saint. That night, Saint Faustina finally stopped all her attempts to pray well. She no longer tried to force her concentration or struggle to create holy sentences. Instead, she looked at herself exactly as she was. Without any pretension, she spoke to God with the honesty of a child. "Jesus, look at me. I am not with you right now. My heart keeps leaving you and running to distant places. I want to love you and I want to pray, but as you can see, I am a helpless being who does not even know how to pray." She did not hide her failure. Instead, she offered that failure itself as a sacrifice before the Lord. She did not try to fix anything, she simply stayed before the Lord with her scattered heart. She let go of the ego that was trying to do well and waited for the Lord's disposal with empty hands. It was at that very moment, while she was acknowledging her weakness without any other hope, that a voice, quieter than a whisper, yet clearer than thunder, echoed from the depths of her soul. "You left me, but I never left you." This single sentence stopped all of Faustina's wandering right then and there. She realized at that moment that the most important subject of prayer was not her concentration, but the Lord's remaining presence. We often think we are the ones leading the prayer. We believe we must give our devotion and our focus for the prayer to be valid. Thus, we think that if we waver, the prayer is broken. But the Lord was saying that even in those moments when your heart is scattered into 10,000 pieces and wandering the world, He has not moved a single step and is waiting for you right here. My friends, meditate deeply on the meaning of these words. Prayer is not us holding on to God, but the time we spend confirming that God is holding on to us. What we often call distractions are not actually failures. They are natural limitations that any human being in the flesh must have. Perhaps they are even spiritual devices that help us realize we are nothing without God. What truly matters is what choice we make when we discover our hearts have wandered. Many people, when their minds wander, blame themselves and leave the place of prayer. They give up, thinking, "Not today." But after that night, Saint Faustina began to pray in a completely different way. She no longer made perfect concentration her goal. Instead, she made the act of returning her only prayer. When her heart left, she came back. When it left again, she came back again. She repeated this not once, but dozens and hundreds of times. This act of returning is the greatest evidence of love. A prayer that never wavers might be the prayer of an angel. But a prayer that constantly wavers yet ultimately turns its head back to the Lord is the most humble and earnest prayer a human can offer. God does not want us to be like robots in a static state. Rather, He loves every single footstep of us remembering Him and returning whenever we get lost. Saint Faustina teaches us that prayer is not a statue finished in one sitting, but a friendship formed through the process of getting lost and returning countless times. That repetitive process is already a deep encounter with God. The moment we say, "Lord, I was daydreaming again. I'm sorry. I have come back to you," our souls become humbler than ever and draw closer to the Lord's mercy. Tonight, or tomorrow morning, if your prayer is as distracted and unfocused as usual, do not call it a failure. It means you have had hundreds of opportunities to return to God. Instead of scolding yourself every time your heart wanders, smile quietly and confess, "Jesus, I have come back." This short confession has powerful strength. It is an admission that I am not the master of my life and a declaration that only the Lord is my unique resting place. Every time we return, the Lord rejoices like the Father welcoming the prodigal son and embraces us. He does not look at how fluently you pray with beautiful words. He does not check how long you remained unshaken. He only looks at how often you turned your head toward Him. Friends, prayer is not the exclusive property of perfect people. Prayer is a gift for the broken-hearted, for those who cannot focus, and for all of us who cannot stand for even 1 minute without the Lord's help. God does not want you to pray perfectly, He wants you to never give up. We often obsess over the quantity or quality of our prayer. We value how long we sat there or how many hot tears we shed. But God looks beyond all those external forms. The long stretches of time you spent simply staying before the Lord, unable to memorize even a single line of prayer because your mind was so cluttered, the Lord sees that time as the most noble form of patience directed toward Him. Even at this moment, your heart might be drifting somewhere. That is okay. Just turn your heart back to Him the moment you hear this voice. Tell Him, Lord, I am here. I stay before you again, exactly as I am, with all my shortcomings. Lord, you who never leave me, I offer even this cluttered heart of mine to you. He is already by your side. During all those times you wandered, He never left you for a single moment. When you were lost and drifting, He had already set out to find you, and when you finally raised your head, He was already there. I hope you find true peace within that infinite mercy and waiting. That one shy step of returning will be the greatest prayer that pleases God most tonight. Do not give up. Even your distractions can become a conversation of love with God. God cherishes the moment you return more than anything else in the world. Amen.